How's it going, everybody? Today we're playing Dino Defender, a side-scrolling adventure game set in the Jurassic Park universe, more specifically Jurassic Park 3. So for a lot of people, including myself, they probably played this as a kid and remember the game probably being a lot longer than it actually is. Coming back to it as an adult, I'm actually realizing how short it is. It can actually be beaten in just under half an hour, and even less if you're really good at it. And with that said, I really don't have much more to say, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it and relive this childhood classic.
Dino Defender!
Delete Sign mission in to accept this mission. Type in your name and press enter. If your mission is already underway, click on your name below. If your name should appear but doesn't, click on the arrow buttons to bring it into view. To help you prepare for this mission, click here to go to the training academy. If you think you're prepared, click here to begin the mission. This is a Dino Defender alert. The situation is critical in Jurassic Park. A typhoon struck at 8:47 last night. Winds were clocked at over 135 miles per hour. The high winds knocked out our power system. We're running on reserves, but they won't hold out for long. Without those fences, the dinosaurs will run wild and out of our control. Dino Defenders, you must act now before the dinosaurs destroy one another. Gear up and scramble to the copter for your final mission briefing. Listen up, Dino Defenders. Here's the mission. Turn on the circuit breakers to bring power back to the island. As you move throughout the island, trap, tranquilize, and capture all carnivorous dinosaurs. This will require more equipment than you can carry. We'll airdrop supplies for you. Keep an eye out for them. You'll need to find all the supply boxes. Prepare to exit. This might be a little bumpy.
So right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and run to the right here. There's going to be this compy following us. What he's trying to do is he's trying to basically bait us back into his pack of brethren, and we're not going to fall for it. We're going to go ahead and go over here and get this gear, and we're going to head back here. And the reason we're heading back here is because there's some compies blocking one of the circuit breakers that we need to turn on. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to go ahead and call them over with the voice box. And then we're going to go ahead and throw a net that captures them. So when you activate a circuit breaker, they act as a checkpoint, so when you die, you actually spawn there again. And always make sure there's no dinosaurs near them, because you can get stuck in an infinite death loop then. Trust me, it's happened to me before. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lure these raptors over here with a voice box. That way we have a safe passage up here. So what happens is there's usually a raptor right on the rock by the second circuit breaker, and that's why I did that. And now we head into the ocean. For this part, you actually have more air than you really need. And this is actually the only underwater section of this game, too. The big jellyfish, they're pretty cool, but I think it would have been cool if we got to see a plesiosaur or like a mousosaurus at some point down in the water. Well, both the circuit breakers are on, the gate's open, and now it's time to go down the slip and slide. I always thought this level was a nice change of scenery for the Jurassic Park franchise. I don't think we ever really got to explore like a cave system. I think maybe a little bit in the books if I remember correctly, but this is the first time we ever actually got to explore like an actual cave system though. It's definitely a welcome change of scenery. So if you were speedrunning, you'd actually just want to try to jump past that compy and basically run off the other side. But since we're not, though, since we can take our time a little bit, we're going to go ahead and do things more the safe way, though, the more consistent way. Go! That's how I stop myself when I run. So here, definitely try not to overshoot that voice box, otherwise you'll have to restart. So there's going to be an raptor on this elevator. Try not to throw the train too early, otherwise it won't work. You basically have to time just right when he's running out of the elevator. At this part, there's two raptors. You just want to wait for that first one to jump down, and then this next one you can just jump right past. You'll see me crawl right under here before he can actually get to me. And then you have this part. This part can be a pain. Basically, what you need to do is you need to wait until those rocks are falling. You see how there's one little one and one big one? They get closer together as they fall, like you'll notice right here. And you want to wait till they're at their closest, like right there, and then jump across. If they're at their furthest apart, you can still make it, but it's difficult, though. And now back up, and the same strategy. If you were doing a run where you need to capture all the dinosaurs, you're actually going to want to run to the left. I believe there's two more raptors over there. They could be compies, I can't remember exactly, but either way, there's two more dinosaurs off to the left, though, if that's the route you were taking. Depending on where those two raptors are at, sometimes you can get away without using a voice box, but I couldn't right there because they weren't far enough to the left, so I just threw my last voice box, and that works. This raptor's gonna chase us as soon as we get out of the elevator, but just keep running and you'll be fine. And then there's two Stegosauruses whipping their tails here, but you can just run right past them too. I've never been hit just running through there. So people who have played this game in the past, this part was probably a nightmare for them as a kid, including myself. Once you figure out the patterns of the Pteranodon, this part really isn't too difficult. I remember as a kid just struggling with this though. As long as you copy what I did there, this part really shouldn't be that difficult. This is another part of the game that offers a nice change of scenery. We really didn't get to see the mountain landscape too much either in the franchise, so this was a nice addition. Those baby pteranodons, if you get too close to them, they'll basically peck your fingers, causing you to fall off, and yeah, no, I think you can figure out what happens from there. Hide here for a second, throw the voice box once he passes by, and then put him to sleep.
Sweet dreams!
This next part has some falling rocks that you need to get through, and the first few you can actually just go right past without even stopping, but after that though you want to stop and actually wait for them to go by. Now that's what I call rock climbing. Oh, don't worry, Mother will be back to give you worms and other num-nums. Laws of gravity, who needs it? At this part, we're scaling down the side of the cliff, and baby pteranodons do follow us. It looks like at first they won't really harm you, they just kind of sit there squawking, but if you wait too long though, they do fly around you and knock you off the cliff. What is that? Yeah, sorry, we're cutting your performance short. Coming up, there's some trees that we have to hide behind so the T-Rex doesn't see us. I wonder if it's like in the movies where like if you could probably stand out in the open, and I wonder if the T-Rex can actually see you like if you're holding still. I wonder if they kept that from the movies or not. I've never actually tried it. If somebody knows that, just let me know because I'm actually curious. Mommy's very angry. They straight up just use elephant sounds there. And I really want to see if she's alright actually, so I'm just gonna go down here and check on her. What was that? Don't mind me, ladies, just passing through. This next part, you have to dodge some branches that are falling. The first time you can kind of just run through like I do here, but you have to watch out because even like that mist that they leave behind after, you'll notice can still get you, so you do have to be careful. Up here, I do die because I was getting greedy with my tranquilizer darts. I should have thrown two. I only threw one, though, and you'll see what happens. So I don't make that same mistake again. I just throw both my sleep darts here, and it works a lot better. The trick there is usually is you want to use the voice box to slip past them, because when they're sniffing on the ground, they can't attack you. More stegos, we can just run right past them. This waterfall section looks beautiful.
Ooh, slip and fall.
If you're not using any of the equipment to get past that raptor, it can be really tricky, so I definitely recommend grabbing the equipment over here if you're not going for time. Someone looks upset. So, I believe there's probably 2 T-Rexes in this game just because the other one fell in the pit and I can't imagine it getting out of there. So, I've always wondered if this was like the mother and father T-Rex from the Lost World. I mean, this game's non-canon, but I think it's fun to theorize though. Oh dear. I liked how they included the high hide in this game, even if it's briefly. If you listen closely, the Spinosaurus makes almost like purring sounds. Unlike the movie, I think they actually decided to join forces on here. So here we're just going to use the flare, and that should get its attention long enough to where we can escape. We're in the Teletubbies house. These vents are RNG, so definitely make sure you just read their patterns and wait for the appropriate time. This is the part that kind of kills speed runs. From an art standpoint, I always thought this section stood out too. It's too bad it's not just a little bit longer. So after we hit the switch, we have to go through those vents on the top just one more time. These raptors down here are real easy to deal with. We're just going to go ahead and jump off to the left over here, and then we just run to the other section. They will follow us, but they don't follow us all the way, and you'll see what I mean by that here in a moment. Go ahead and put this one to sleep. And we're going to run over here and hit the switch because this moves the platform up. And see, the raptors just stay right there. They literally just look at you the whole time. Hey, what's up, buddy? Not much, pal. So this vent right here, I absolutely hate it. It is so random, like the time that it takes to turn on and off. It's really just all over the place. You have to be super careful. Basically, the trick there is try to at least go a little bit before it turns off, because if you go up right when it turns off, you will not have enough time. The raptors right here, you want to wait for them to go to the left. And I literally had to cut out like probably a good minute of it just to wait until they went over there, so don't be surprised if you're waiting. Once we hit the switch off to the left, we actually have to go back through that madhouse to hit the third circuit breaker. Hitting this switch here, it actually traps the raptors. I decided to speed things up there just because it takes forever for our guy to just crawl back across. And one thing that is nice too is when you hit that switch, it actually deactivates all the steam vents, which is really nice. It's honestly a little bit unnecessary at this point to run back down here. I thought they probably could have did a little bit better job with that, but either way though, it works. And we're gonna go ahead and speed things up here again. After we get done here, we're actually heading to the last few sections of the game. So here I actually cut to one of my deaths just to show you guys what it what the Spinosaurus death looks like. I was gonna cut it out, but I'm like, it's a pretty cool death scene. Why not show it to everyone? Alright, let's get serious. The Spinosaurus is kind of like the black sheep of the Jurassic Park franchise, I would say. He's actually my favorite one. I know a lot of people dislike him just because he did kill the T-Rex, but I think the Spinosaurus is the coolest one, though. There's a lot of theories thinking that he was actually a hybrid, because if you look at the real-life Spinosaurus, it actually looks a lot different than the one in here. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to lure him over so I don't get stuck at that ladder like I did the last time. That roar is a lot different than the one in the movie, but I actually think it sounds pretty cool too. I think it sounds almost like crocodilian, which really fits the appearance of the Spinosaurus in this game. And we're gonna play a little hopscotch. Boing. Sorry, not this time. Right off the bat, I'm gonna do another cut to show you guys another death scene with the Spinosaurus. It's basically the same animation, just a different background. Another way you can tell this is definitely a non-canon game is because there's a visitor center on Isla Sorna, for those of you who follow the lore a lot. Persistent, are we? Fitting to have the T-Rex take him out. Oh, he's taking a nap. Let's put a blankie on him.
Congratulations! The electrified fences are back to full power, and Jurassic Park is under control again. All because of your courage in the face of extreme danger. Outstanding work, Dino Defender. As your chief, it gives me great pride to award you these dinosaur cards. Click on the ones you'd like to print out. Then, click on the print button.
Alright, and that wraps up that adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough as much as I enjoyed making it. It was a lot of fun to come back to this game after all these years. It's definitely not a long game. It took us less than a half-hour beat, so if you're looking at playing it, it won't take up a lot of your time. And with that said, I really don't have a lot more to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and peace out. You guys take care, alright? I really do enjoy you guys coming along for this ride with me.